If honesty was suddenly introduced into politics, it would throw everything off. The whole system would collapse.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Ho.
Now that the Cold War is over, we must reduce military spending by at least 50% over the next 5 years. And number three, and most importantly, we must use those hundreds and hundreds of billions of dollars in savings to reinvest in the United States of America so that finally we can begin to address the enormous economic problems facing this country, which have been ignored for so many years.
And the war got good ratings too, didn't it? Got good ratings. Well, we like war. We like war. We're a warlike people. We like war because we're good at it. And you know why we're good at it? Because we get a lot of practice. This country's only 200 years old, and already we've had 10 major wars. We average a major war every 20 years in this country, so we're good at it. And it's a good thing we are. We're not very good at anything else anymore. Huh? Can't build a decent car, can't make a TV set or a VCR worth the fuck. Got no steel industry left, can't educate our young people, can't get health care to our old people, but we can bomb the shit out of your country, all right? Huh? We can bomb the shit out of your country, all right?
No single financial institution should be so large that its failure would cause catastrophic risk to millions of Americans or to our nation's economic well-being.
Interesting thing about this country is if they talk about how we have freedom of choice. You know, we have freedom of choice. Yeah, very limited. If it's an important thing, limited choice. Two political parties, essentially, two. Big media companies, 5, 6.
Max.
Yeah. Oil companies down to 3 now, I think, overall, 3 or 4. Banks, the big brokerage houses, the big accounting firms, all of the things that are important reduced in choice. Newspapers in a city, how many? Used to be 3, 4, now it's 1 or 2 that are owned by the same people, and they also own a radio station and a TV station. But jelly beans, 32 flavors. Ice cream, all the things that don't matter. The unimportant things, a lot of choices. And you know what I say? You know what your freedom of choice is in America? Paper or plastic. That's it, man. It comes down to paper or plastic, cash or charge.
We had in the Gaza area, not a very large area, some 10,000 civilians who were wounded and some 1,500 who were killed. Now, if you're asking me, not just me, but countries all over the world, was that a disproportionate attack? The answer is, I believe it was. And let me say something else. As somebody who is 100% pro-Israel, in the long run, and this is not going to be easy, God only knows, but in the long run, if we are ever going to bring peace to that region which has seen so much hatred and so much war, we are going to have to treat the Palestinian people with respect and dignity. So what is not to say that right now in Gaza, unemployment is somewhere around 40%. You got a lot of that area continuous. It hasn't been rebuilt. Decimated, houses decimated, healthcare decimated, schools decimated. I believe the United States and the rest of the world have got to work together to help the Palestinian people. That does not make me anti-Israel. That paves the way, I think, for an approach that works in the Middle East.
Thank you.
But there's an inconsistency in American policy. And if the American government had, I think, was a little more even-handed in Palestine and showed early or even recently that we do care about the fate of both peoples and that we have some solutions, some ideas, some concern, we may be more believable on these other things. But we don't. We take a side and we deny the whole.
Funny you say that.